Let's go back to some words that several of you offered here already, and you just did. Perception. Let's say, as you suggested, that you are focused upon the person that you live with, and you're choosing to perceive that that person is not doing his fair share, or you are choosing to perceive that that person is feeling critical of you. So you're making a decision to focus upon that person, and what you're lining up with is the opposite of what your inner being is doing in the same moment. And that right there is the reason for your discord. It hasn't got anything to do with what anybody else is doing. It's that when you perceive apart from the perception of your inner being, instead of infusing life, you do the opposite. So interesting, isn't it? You're moving around this planet and you're interacting with other people and you have all of these opinions and all of these things, and we know now you're going to counseling and there's all kinds of opinions about what you should do and what the others should do and who's right and who's wrong. And we say, give it a rest for a minute and accept that you are source energy in a physical body. Part of that non-physical energy is what you are. And friends, if you are doing anything in any moment less than wanting to dovetail with that larger part that is you, then your perception is off. And you could write 1,000 books or read 1,000 books. You could go to 1,000 counselors. We could have thousands of conversations about he did and I want and he wants and this is right and this is wrong. And what it comes down to is you are source energy, not acting like source energy when you are critical of anything. When you see lack in any situation, you're not tapped into the resources that would fill that void and make it something not lackful, but something wonderful. You are a creator, and a creator flows energy. And in order to flow energy, you got to tap into it in the same way that you don't try to vacuum your floor without plugging the vacuum cleaner in. You got to plug yourself into the source. We're not just talking to the videos that have been presented so far now. We're talking to the whole batch of thoughts that you send our way and emails that you send our way and videos that you send our way. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of requests. And we've just got to say to you in a way that you can hear it, that if you are not making your first priority to be, I want to perceive this moment in time through the eyes of source, then you're going about it the hard way every single time, no matter what. So when we ask you to get out ahead of it, we mean plug the vacuum cleaner in before you try to vacuum the floor. We mean tap into your resources before you contemplate anything. We mean adjust your perception. And then we give you all kinds of ways to do that, looking for easy existing matches. But we've presented to you here today, conceptually, who you are and what it takes for you to get what you want or to live happily ever after. You can't attract the mate you want until you dovetail with your inner being who knows exactly what you're looking for. You can't attract the money you want until you tap into your inner being who knows what you're asking for and knows where what you're asking for is. Years ago, Esther had it was a to-do list process. It's not available anymore, but she really liked it. And it was named really well. It was named First Things First. And it helped her to set priorities. It was a really simple thing, really. So many of the to-do lists are so complicated that you get lost in the function of them. And that's what's happening to a large number of you who've been listening to us, studying us, reading books, following these broadcasts. You're getting lost in the process. You're getting lost in the process. We're all making it too complicated. You just got to plug the vacuum cleaner in. And when you do, we promise you, you'll enjoy vacuuming the rug. You'll enjoy vacuuming the floor because it's fun to look around and see things that you want to clean up. And we mean that in every possible aspect of your life experience. It's fun to evolve. It's fun to become more. It's fun to find something that you're interested in. But you can't just lazily, sloppily look around here, there, and everywhere and try to describe your world through how others are behaving in your world. Because your world isn't about how others are behaving in your world. Your world is how you are behaving in your world. And that behavior is the simple function of, are you being all that you are? Or are you some pinched off, isolated piece of yourself that has been perceiving in such a way that you're not letting yourself be all that you are and then wondering why things aren't going well? We know we said a lot to you just now, but what we are really asking you to do is to prioritize first things first. I, in this physical body, am an extension of a large part of non-physical energy who is eternally evolving and who is loving all of that. And I, right now, in my physical body, intend to get their first things first and to dovetail with that. And Abraham has showed me how when I look for things that feel good, I dovetail with that. Or when I quiet my mind so I stop thoughts that aren't in sync with that, then my vibration rises to that. First things first. First things first. Everything else comes easily when you get first things first.